everyone, how are we? Let me close my blind. The sun is shining, isn't it? The sun is coming in. Happy Saturday. Hopefully the sun's shining where you are. In England, we've had some dreadful weather of late. Here we are. Who would have thought it? Talking about the weather, eh? There's so much more to talk about. And coming up in today's show, we're going to be looking at some of the best defenses, some of the best attacks. We're obviously going to be looking at, in a huge amount of detail, who to transfer in. Hello, that's good. We got Sky Sport. I was on Sky Sports News only 50 minutes ago, 10:30 to 11, which was pretty cool. Pretty cool. We spoke about Stormzy. Are you guys all familiar with the story of Stormzy joining the FPL community? It's pretty cool, isn't it? Pretty cool. I was delighted. Straight away, I was like, who's he following? He was following 8 people. I think it's a bit more now. I was like, oh, I'm one of the 8 people Stormzy follows. How cool is that? Love that. Good morning to everyone. How are we? Any important updates you've missed? Well, if you didn't see the news yesterday, Hoyland is injured for a couple of weeks. Good to see so many of you watch me on Sky. Hello, gang. I'm going to get to some questions in just a second. Tell you what, though, before I do, one thing I have to do very quickly is post on... Oh, something's happened to my laptop. Something's definitely happened to my laptop where it's just not set up in the same way, which is rubbish. So I need to, hang on. God, I'm rubbish. Give me a sec. Deadline. Okay. The thumbnail deadline features Neto and it features Haaland. We're going to speak about Neto just a sec. I've got a heat map to show you from Wolves. I want to show you a heat map between Neto, Hwang, and Sarabia. Really interesting to monitor it. I don't think it changes too much. Like, there's loads going for Hwang, but just to all those out there that maybe want to think a little bit outside the box. Let's have a look, shall we? Now, where's my StreamYard? Thanks, team. I'm with you now. I'm with you. You got me. You got me. If you fancy hitting the like button, guys, that'd be amazing. Shall we see some questions first? So, Matthew, hello, good morning. Would you sell Haaland to Solanke in 27 or 28 with a plan to buy him back? Possibly, Matthew. A lot are going to do that. Personally, I think you definitely want him in 27. Haaland in the Manchester derby at home is a really good own. So, I would think of other routes to Solanke sooner, maybe. What to do with Stupinan? I think you hold them both. We'll see what I'm doing later in today's show. Hi, oh, hello, the Flying Naga. Hello, FPL Freddy. If Foden or KDB is out for a second hit to Odegaard, possibly. I'm going to start Foden regardless and KDB regardless. Jeremy's in the house. Took a -8. Bought in Bruno Fernandes, Gabriel, and also bought in Saka. Love that. Big day coming. Yeah, indeed. Guys, all the breaking team news we'll have up to date on the show, so stay tuned for that. You guys can probably help me out a little bit in the chat, can't you? Give me a little bit of any info you see, especially on Twitter. Do you think Crystal Palace will... When you get new manager bounce for the team like Palace and Elise and Eze are out, I think the bounce might be in clean sheets rather than the bounce being in goals. So I wouldn't be off-put by a defender, but I wouldn't be playing a striker. Maybe, guys, if you want Paul, we can do Paul later. Hello, Off-Core. Hello, mate. How are you? I think KDB to Son next week is the most popular move. Yeah, or Foden to Son. Yeah, one of them for sure. Good to see Jason in. I'm triple Man City at the moment. Would you swap KDB for Salah? Salah's not playing this week, mate, so no. Hold him. Unless you mean Saka. And yes, I'd be tempted if KDB wasn't starting to make that move. Yeah, man, I would be. Palmer to Hwang for a -4 or start Lamptey. Start Lamptey, I think. I don't think we want to get rid of Palmer, guys. Brentford, Newcastle in the next 2. Maybe we do. I don't. Depends what you paid for him as well, because you're all going to buy him back on wildcard. Guys, who are we captain? Are we all going to just captain Haaland this week? Is that a foregone conclusion? Shall we poll it? Haaland, Saka. I'd say Watkins might be a few. And should we go Hwang? Let's start poll. Get voting, will ya? Did I successfully tweet that I was live? Did I successfully tweet I was live? I was doing too many things. There we go. I have. Yeah, Haaland does seem to. Hello, Ibrahim. Hope you're well, mate. Ibra's in the house, one of our Ultras members. Shout out to you, my friend. As is Brandon. And yeah, I think a lot are going to be going Haaland. A lot are going to be going. Let us know in the comments if you're not going Haaland and why. If you're not captaining Haaland, and there are some of you, because I can see by the poll, you're not all captaining Haaland, only 72-ish%. Does seem like Hwang is the second most popular option this week. For those buying Hwang in, maybe some of them are just going, do you know what, I'm going to buy him in, and straight away. It does seem like there are rumours circulating. Thank you, my ultras. Some of you are watching, reading our WhatsApp now. In our WhatsApp group, we are the guys are really vocal, which is great on around deadline, which is brilliant for me especially when I'm like in a studio or whatever. But yeah, rumor has it that De Bruyne could be benched. Not a known source, apparently. Interesting. This must mean I'm interesting. I'm going to be keeping De Bruyne. Do you know why? My top replacements for De Bruyne are Spurs mids if I'm not free hitting in 29. And Spurs mids, just for me, like, I want to go there next week. And I think De Bruyne is the obvious replacement. I don't think I'm willing to take a -4. No matter what midfielder I bring in, I can't bank on it being more than 4 points. I really can't. I don't think. Unless I look at Leon Bailey, who plays in 29. That's, I guess, an option. Who to bench for Solanke or McGinn? I would be benching McGinn, I think. He was the deepest Aston Villa midfielder last time out. Deepest Aston Villa midfielder is quite poor for McGinn. He's always really advanced. He's always really advanced, but because Kamara's injured, McGinn's been given a bit more defensive responsibility. When you look at the average position map, it definitely shows. Thank you all for your good question. Isn't 29 a full game week? The schedule says so. Oh, this is going to catch so many out. The schedule says so because it is until it isn't. But the FA Cup next round is on midweek next week. And then off the back of that, the Game Week 29 fixture list is going to be completely decimated. We're going to get 4 or 5 fixtures. That's 8 to 10, maybe 12 teams playing. Between 8 and 12 teams will be playing. That's going to really hurt. That's going to really hurt us. So 29 is going to be a big blank game week, guys. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know the fixtures that are likely to happen. I've done a chip strategy video on this channel last week. You can go find it. It's still very relevant. And it has the projections of who's blanking, who's doubling. Starters do plan, I think. We might get a Brighton leak. Brighton are playing in the 3 o'clock. So remember, the deadline is 1:30 and there are a load of 3 o'clock games. Man City playing the 5:30. No worries. All good. Thank you for... how would you rank the premiums? Haaland, Salah, KDB, Son, Saka. I mean, annoyingly, KDB's bottom of that list and I own him. Should we show you my team? Before we do, let's just talk about this. This is the average position map of Wolves against Spurs. Neto is the most advanced player in the pitch. That's not uncommon. That's like watching Liverpool and seeing Salah is not the number 9. Hwang is central, number 11 there. Sarabia next to Hwang, number 21. I still think Hwang is a better pick for the fixture against Sheffield United. It won't be a counter-attack fixture, less space for Neto to run into. The week after against Sheffield United, though, is probably more of a Neto fixture. If you want a good entry point, you want to go for a guy playing number 9 for Wolves, who will get goals, I think, and lots of opportunities to shoot against the worst defence ever in the Premier League after game week 25. Sheffield United are vulnerable and Hwang is a good buy this week. Neto is also, I think, a very good option. And I think number 21, I'm going to surprise a few of you here. I think Sarabia is on pens. Very good record. Sarabia and Hwang, I think, have scored 1 each, but when the other one wasn't on the pitch, so it's hard to know the pecking order. But I would be surprised if it ain't Sarabia on pens. If KDB leaks, he doesn't start. Do we transfer and minus? I don't think we do. I mean, what midfielders would you buy? Like, what midfielder would you buy if it wasn't if you were selling KDB on a -4. Like, here's my team. These are the 2 transfers I've made this week. I've sold Darwin, I've sold Jota, and I've bought in Hang and Solanke on a -4. I could take a -8 and sell De Bruyne, but he's going to get minutes. No, Bruno's not for me, Casano. He's not for me. Yeah, you could buy Hwang if you don't. And Odegaard, I do have a route to Odegaard. I could sell De Bruyne to Odegaard, sure. I just think next week we get so much more information, and then I'll know more about chip strategy and I'll know what I'm planning. I'm struggling to justify selling De Bruyne. If he's in the squad and he's travelled, which we know he has, then I'm like, oh, he's going to get some minutes. He's going to get some minutes. And even if you get half an hour cameo after De Bruyne, that's something, right? I'm going to be sticking with De Bruyne. It's not worth a -8. Also, De Bruyne does have the Manchester derby next week, which for me is like, oh, that's the game. CH is in the house. Good morning, CH. Hope you're good. A better deadline for you, CH, all the way over in Canada. First super chat from Off Court. Thank you very much. Thank you for all your hard work you're doing here, CJ, and the other streams. Oh, thank you, mate. I'll be over soon to watch Hull versus West Brom on TV as we can push for playoffs. Yes. The championship is proper exciting this year. When you look at the playoff spots, it's not just the 4 teams in there, like the likes of Ipswich, Southampton. There's all those teams just below the playoffs who are all like, yeah, they can easily get in. And if you're a Leeds, like last night, what a win that was. Ellen Road was bouncing. I was like, that was a great advert for the championship last night. Leeds now into second, beating the Leicester, who are top spot. And maybe it's not a foregone conclusion that Leicester do win that title. The way Leeds are playing, by the way, the way Leeds are playing means Chelsea Leeds in the FA Cup next week. If Chelsea lose that, then Chelsea versus Arsenal goes ahead in game week 29. If that's the case, no one's going to need the free hit because you've all got 3 between those 2 teams, maybe more. So Arsenal-Chelsea will go ahead in game week 29 if Chelsea lose to Leeds. And Chelsea are hot and cold. They could easily lose to Leeds. Lose to Leeds is a bit of a mouthful for me. So yeah, bear that in mind. Yes, CH, good to know. I've had my celery juice this morning. I'm in Chicago for the weekend. 6 a.m. for Matthew. Oh, wow. Anyone else in the US or Canada, let us know in the chat. In fact, let us know where in the world you're watching from. Anyone in Chicago? And then I will be streaming next week, hopefully from Dubai or Qatar. I'm going to both. Only on a short trip, but going to both. Gordon to Odegaard is an option. No, not at all for the spam. Flying Niger, you're a channel member, mate. Your questions always should be answered. And sorry if I missed some of the channel member questions. Already have Huang. Sorry for spam. Yeah, I mean, personally, for a hit, I wouldn't make that move. I wouldn't make that move. Yeah, Hull come up. Really nice differential. His goal the other day was amazing, like Palmer was last year. Yeah, I like that off core. I'm in Philadelphia, New Zealand, Trinidad. Van Heck or Taylor? Probably Van Heck. Yeah, we'll get some early news. Mumbai, Malta. Very cool. Anyone in England? Is it just me? Am I all alone in England? Yeah, I know Luke's in Ireland. Best defender under 4 million. I mean, there's very few under 4 million. Bell has a double game week in 28, and I own Bell. Leicester fan here. Last night was incredibly painful. Never been able to finish a match. Yeah, I mean, you had a lot of big chances, didn't you? Daka up front. Yeah. Thanks, Kev. Someone's representing. Good man. Good man. Kev, any team news? Keep us up to date while you're in the chat. Kev is one of the most trusted sources for me in terms of like who's going to give me accurate team news. That's not to say Kev's in ITK. It's just he's across stuff quickly and efficiently, and he knows who the rubbish comes from and who the good stuff comes from. Because there's a lot of rubbish. We hear so many leaks. Like people DM me leaks, and they're like, I'm like, no, I'm not repeating that. That's a load of rubbish. And you know, it just is. It just is. Like there's so many people trying to make a name for themselves. There was a leak last night, and we don't know if this is credible, but I'm going to say it. And that's about Estupinan. We saw that, right? We saw Luke, I think, posted on Twitter his DM, which was saying Estupinan starts. No idea how accurate that's going to be. Lamptey under 4 million. Yeah, but if Estupinan starts, maybe Lamptey's benched. There will be rotation. Yeah, nothing yet, is there, Kev? I am keeping my eye on Twitter as well, but thank you, mate. Sonny Dorset for Freddie. Yeah. Oh, Lulworth Cove in the house. Darwin to Tony for a -4. Yeah, don't mind that. Tony's been a little bit underlooked because of Watkins and because of Solanke. Most selling Darwin are just going to the player they don't own between Watkins and Solanke. Yeah, everyone in the FPL community is just going Hwang and then the other one of Jota, or the other one they're selling Darwin for the one they don't know, the one they don't own between the two I just mentioned. What do you think of West Ham players? Anyone think that Bowen or Kudus could be a shout this week? The fixtures are there. The pedigree's there. Antonio's in the team, which helps them. Paqueta's could be back this weekend, which massively helps them. But I'm like, it's still West Ham. I need to see him win a game because they are so bad. 3 of the next 4 are at home. Don't know if that's a good thing at the moment. Yeah, rumours are Estupiñán and Fatty start. So the Zerbi said yesterday, if you haven't seen the news, that he had Fatty and Estupiñán round for lunch, round for pasta, and he does this every lunchtime, every week. He has a couple of players round. It's like on a rotation. Estupiñán round for pasta, right? Good man management, though, isn't it? Like, that's good man management, I think, from him. Like, how many managers have players around their house nowadays? I don't many do. Yes, it is very Insta friendly. Like, it's even got the old Lumen. Like, it's good, isn't it? It's a good kit. This. Let me reverse a bit. Yeah, I brought in James Ward-Prowse. That's a bold call. Thanks, off call. PS Bowen is not his best position when he plays it. Yeah, he's better. Exactly. So Antonio being back in the team is good for him. Guys, let's name some other players who aren't as good. Wide forwards that aren't as good when they play number 9. Rashford, Bowen, Sterling, maybe Cole Palmer, although I think he is pretty good in 9. There's more. There's not many examples of wide forwards who are better as the 9. Son. I would argue Son at the moment in the AM system would be better in the 9. Yeah, give me some that aren't as good and some that are. I've literally just had a bowl of pasta, Adam, before I came on. Yeah, had some lentil bolognese with linguine. It was delightful. That was my lunch. Stuffed it between Sky Sports News and coming on with you guys. I've probably got red around my mouth. Is any red? Gordon. Yes, Gordon isn't as good when he plays number 9 as out wide. Or is he better? I don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that. Darwin, I would argue, is better on the left. Diaz isn't as good down the middle, is he? No, you're right there, guys. How's the poll going, by the way? Are we voting? Oh, guys, if you fancy hitting the like button, also please subscribe to the channel. That would mean a lot. I'd love you to subscribe today. Subscribes would be really cool. Really cool. So if you're thinking about it and you haven't yet, and you want to hit the subscribe button, but do so with the notification bell. Because with that bell, every time I go live, you then get you get notified. And I do lives all the time, but I guess I'm more well known for my pre-packaged videos, which are often, I think, very well edited. So yeah, thank you guys for hitting that subscriber button. Where were we? How many likes do we have? I've not even looked. Surely not 2. My page says 2. Can't be right, can it? 37. Oh, meh. Memberships is worth it. Oh, that's very nice of you, off call. Thanks, mate. If you do fancy, then you click the join button for memberships. The WhatsApp group, I'm literally WhatsApping the guys now. Like they will let me know of any team news as well, which is always useful. So yeah, WhatsApp group's kicking off as well, which is always fun. If you want to come over to that, and you've got to be an Ultras member. So, have you had an opportunity to look at any data so far this game week? Data for big chances in attack, I thought was really interesting. This is from the last 4 game weeks, right? Liverpool have had 5 games. They've had a double in there. Biggest big chances. But what's really interesting is Aston Villa and Brentford, and Watkins and Toney should be in demand. These are two teams that create big chances, and when they get them, they fall to Watkins and Toney. More big chances than Arsenal or Man City, by the way. Yeah, not quite the goals of those two, though. You can see like Villa and Brentford are underperforming their expected. But really interesting, I thought that. The chances have come in their way, and I think Watkins and Toney could be very close to big hauls again. Toney's a very good under the radar pick. He's only around 10% owned. Defense. This is from the last 6 game weeks. There's not a doubt in my mind, that Arsenal are the best defense in the league by a country mile. In 6 games, they shouldn't have even conceded 3 goals. They've conceded 4. 2.94 XGC. Nuno's Forest, like, clearly going places. Since Nuno's been there, they've been the best defense in the league. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool for Nuno's men. Man City, obviously, always a good defense, but they do seem to like find a way, Man City, of conceding like the random 1 goal. You do see that. Even games when they're like 4-0 up, it's like, oh yeah. Man City have conceded again. Which must be really frustrating for like Edison and Ake or whoever owners. I think Ake comes in and starts, by the way, this game week. Brighton's defensive data look much better. That's why Stupinan is such a big call. Like, if we think he could start, Brighton's defensive data look really good. They've kept 3 clean sheets in the last 6. Not bad, that, is it? I think Brighton could clean sheet today at home to Everton. I really do. Excuse me, I really need Stupinan to start. This is my team. Going for Hwang captain. Well played, Daniel. I think fortune favours the brave. Why not? I'm not chasing. I'm going fairly steady. And I do think Haaland's probably the best pick. But absolutely hear that. If you're going Hwang, then why the hell not? If De Bruyne is benched, by the way, that should almost guarantee a Foden start. It should be one or the other. Yeah, we'll hopefully hear about Stupinan. Gross is a great differential. Yeah. Richarlison to Hwang? Maybe. For -4, I don't think I'd do it, though. Or maybe I would. Not for -4. Hard one. Reguilon or Pau? I'd go Pau, I think. I like Adingra. He's super cheap. He's a favourite of De Zerbi's as well. You might get some rotation when Europe starts. Remember, Brighton are in the Europa League. They've got Roma, 2 legs. We'll therefore see a bit of rotation. Because De Zerbi loves rotation. Does any other manager in the league rotate more than De Zerbi? What do you reckon? Of course. Thank you so much, mate, for your super chat earlier. Admit Juan Capsi is really tempting. Are you tempted? All right, let's do a different poll then. Let's do a different poll. At the moment, 75% of you are going Haaland, 7% Hwang. But let's mix this up. This is what we're going to do. If you owned Hwang, would you cap him? If you owned Hwang, would you captain him this week? Remember, there's about 75% said Haaland. Looks like most wouldn't. Get voting, guys. Pep's actually doesn't rotate as much as we think, though. He did earlier, perhaps. Alvarez started. Has Alvarez started every game this season in the Premier League? Pretty much all of them, bar one, maybe. Haaland did blank, yeah. As if we all captained him for that at home. Yeah. Yeah, I said I like Adingra. Does Haaland cap become less appealing if KDB is benched? Yes, a little bit. But it probably also means Foden plays central, which I think should add to the appeal of a Haaland. So if De Bruyne starts and Foden's out wide, or no De Bruyne but Foden central, yeah, they're very different players, but there's still a huge amount of creativity there from central positions for Haaland to feed off. Remember, De Bruyne has been out all season, and Foden played central a lot, and that really helped. Haaland still did very well. Maybe it does a tiny bit, a couple of percent, but not enough to swing it. Alvarez is the only player that started every Premier League game. There we go. Good stat, Brandon. Thank you. I thought it was something like that. The stat I heard, which I said on Sky Sports News this morning, is amazing, right? Sheffield United, I'm going to take you back to this. Sheffield United have conceded more goals than any other team in Premier League history by game week 25. After 25 rounds of the season, which is where we're at, no team has conceded more than Sheffield United, who have conceded something like 65 goals-ish. Mental. This could be the worst defence in Premier League history, which is why we're targeting fixtures. So, who are we going to be targeting that plays Sheffield United coming up? Should we have a look at their fixtures? Obviously, we're targeting Hwang this week. You could say similar. By the way, Burnley are also very bad. Then it's Arsenal next week. Again, like I might go to an Arsenal attacker next week. I might go Odegaard. Bournemouth away. I'm just thinking, should I go Odegaard now for De Bruyne? That's the only consideration if De Bruyne is benched. I don't know. No, but maybe next week I'd go to Odegaard. Bournemouth away. So yeah, we're targeting Sheffield United. We buy Wolves players this week, Arsenal players the week after, and Bournemouth players the week after, where we'll all have Solanke captain, won't we? Eh? Even Derby did better in defence. Yeah, saying something, isn't it? That's a good question, CH. Will leaks pay off knowing we're struggling to field already? Which is why I'm like, if you hear your guy is benched, but you think they come off the bench, like a Stupinan or De Bruyne, I think you just play him. If a Stupinan is benched, do I make a transfer? I still don't think I do. Because I'd have to bring someone in that's nailed for a clean sheet. And Saliba perhaps is. No, he's not. Not against Newcastle. So no, I think for me, it was like, I just want the information. And then next week, when I commit to a chip strategy, and by Wednesday, Thursday, we'll be able to remember, because that's the FA Cup. And then we know about the game week 29 blanks. Then I can think about who I'm selling a Stupinan for, or who I'm selling De Bruyne for. I just want more information. And yes, that might mean I suffer this week, but I don't think I want to be taking hits left, right, and center. Thank you so much for a super chat for supporting the channel. Siny has asked a question. If you want to support the channel any way you want, then like and subscribe also does that. So if you fancy hitting that subscribe button this morning, that'd be pretty cool. Loads of you are lurkers that don't subscribe. I know you are. I know you are. The chat, by the way, if you're wondering why you can't ask a question, you need to hit subscribe to then ask a question. So thank you very much for the super chat from Siny, who says KDB to Hwang for a -8. See, this is what happens when FPL community all get behind one player like Hwang. You then get a huge amount of FOMO if you don't own him. But sometimes you've got to take a step back and go, yeah, Hwang's a really good pick, but De Bruyne can come off the bench and get points. If we hear that KDB is not in the squad today, then yes, you make that move. If we hear he's benched and we think he's going to come off the bench, which I believe he will come off the bench if he's benched, because why else would he travel all the way to Bournemouth if he wasn't fit enough to get some minutes? I would then keep De Bruyne and not make the -8. So it comes down to your appetite of how many minutes does De Bruyne get. If you think he gets 20 minutes, I think you keep him. At the moment, I'm not planning to free hit in 29. That could change next Thursday. Really good question there, by the way, about KDB to Hwang. There will be many out there thinking similar. Still waiting to see if we get any legit news. I think we will get something on Man City, but yeah. Streamception. Good to see I'm featuring on Streamception of Juice. Thank you, Juice, for that. I just noticed that on Twitter. What would we do if we heard Foden wasn't starting? I think Foden will start, but if we heard that Foden wasn't starting, how do you guys feel about that? Like Foden owners in the house, would you be like, I'm holding him, or would you be like, no, I'm just going to sell him? Just going to sell him. It's a tough one, that. Like Foden's again goes into the Manchester derby next week. I think you just hope for bench points, wouldn't you? Pep doesn't make that many subs in games. Oh God, did I say hang, not Hwang? Oh no. Oh no. I'm such a casual, aren't I? Such a casual in my descriptions. Let me change the spelling of Hwang in my description, see if I can do that. Yeah, I think I can. Cannot save until errors have been resolved. Oh. Can't change it. Oh dear. Oops, I'm gonna have to stay that. I'm trying to answer as many questions as I can. Channel members obviously get priority. Have a great weekend, everyone. Oh, let's go. Enjoy the football, mate. Danny B says, okay. Yes, Juice. Hold Foden. Yeah, you'd all be holding, would you? I remember Foden getting get a hat trick in a Manchester derby. He did not long ago. Was it last season or the season before? Jenny, do you think Man United could struggle to attack today because of no Højlund? They'll be more disjointed than normal, but Man United are a disjointed team anyway. They rely on moments of genius from their very good players. They are moments ball. That's the identity of Man United. It's relying on moments and individual brilliance, and it has been that case with no identity for years. They find ways of scoring goals, though. Man United are the only team in the world that could win 5-0 and still get battered. Do you know what I mean? Paul Scholes said that the other day. No, Paulinho is big. No, Paulinho is big. He's suspended for 2 games. Who have Fulham got next week? Because again, target Fulham potentially. Talk about targeting Sheffield United and Burnley, but Fulham without Paulinho, Brighton. Nice. I'm just going to see if you guys have been... Oh, no. Here we go. Thank you guys, by the way, for choosing me as your deadline of choice. I'll be keeping you up to date with team stuff or rumors and stuff we see on Twitter. Obviously, anything we always see on Twitter is never 100% nailed. Even some of the ITKs, like, just know that sometimes they make mistakes. So you can listen to their advice. You can bring in whoever they say is starts or is benched and react to it. But sometimes they are wrong too. Follow the info though, if that's your thing. What do you reckon with Man United? Rashford could start number 9, or they could put the kid in. There's a debutant starting number 9, and if that's the case, fine. But Rashford could also start 9, and they could play Bruno wide, or Anthony could come in. Bruno went wide. McSauce could start. McTominay does deserve some love, doesn't he? I think McTominay deserves a start. Would you captain Hwang or Pascal Gross? Hwang. I think Hwang. Will Rashford start 9? No, yeah, possibly. Forson is heavily rumoured to be starting, and if Forson does come into the 11, which we should believe he does, based on the rumours, as a young kid on your debut, even if you're a number 9, you probably move them wide, I think. I don't think you start them. But down the middle, there's such a responsible position, number 9. Play him out wide with a bit more space. I think I'll probably play my wild card and dead end to 29 and play my wild card in 30. But there will be many that look at wild carding next week. I'm going to be looking at a wild card draft next week, not going to lie. That then means I don't have to free hit in 29, which I don't want to do. I could set a wild card team up that looks good, for the remainder of the season, as well as covering me for 29. I'm going to consider that. I'm going to be putting together a wildcard draft probably tomorrow morning. I'm going to record a video early next week on it. A wildcard 27 team is an option. And again, I think that's why I'm probably less hesitant to take hits. I'm going to actually tweet that. Less hesitant to take big hits, -8 this week, knowing wildcard 27 is an option. And I've not looked at wildcard 27, as in I've not put together a draft, but I just know there's a ton. There's a ton of good of benefits to it. Because if you wildcard in 27, you make sure you're covered for the 28 doubles. So you could go fairly big on Bournemouth and Luton, especially if they played in 29 as well. And then you still get the benefit of covering yourself for 29 and free hitting in 34 and bench boosting in 37. It's an option. Definitely an option for me. All depends on how those fixtures drop in 29. And we'll know that on Thursday because the FA Cup games are Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday night. Now, when the games are going on Wednesday night, it will be what time? Let's say 8 till 10. I'm going to be in Dubai where it's going to be like midnight and 2 a.m. So I'll wake up Thursday morning in Dubai and be able to be a bit creative on a wild card. Yeah, I could do that. I've got a really busy Thursday though. Is it the best week to wild card? I don't know. Sell KDB to Odegaard for -4. A lot are going to do that. I don't hate it. That was something I'd looked at. But knowing I could wildcard, I don't think so. There's a lot that are going 8 Nori's getting a lot of love. I'd go 8 Nori over Dawson, but I'd probably... Yeah, I'd go 8 Nori or Powell. It's a coin toss that. If you wildcard 27, your team will still need to be made up of mainly 29 players. Yes, and that's why wildcard in 27, for me, only becomes a legit option if the fixtures that drop into Game Week 29 work for me. Yeah. Let's say Arsenal-Chelsea drops into 29. Or even, is it Wolves-Bournemouth? Is it? I think it could be Wolves-Bournemouth. Maybe. Yeah. But you could still have 2 free transfers. If you were wildcarding now, you go into 29, you could have 2 free transfers. You can make sure when you go into 29, you roll. And then you come out of 29, game week 30, and you make sure you've got 2 free transfers. So straight away, yes, your team's made up of some rubbish players, but you're transferring 2 of them out in 30, another one out in 31. And Spurs players aren't rubbish, and Aston Villa players aren't rubbish. And you'd be big on those 2 teams, and Tony's not rubbish, and you'd be big on him. So, is that my baby crying? She's meant to be doing her afternoon nap. She would not go down before we streamed. Sell Palmer or Richarlison. If you have to sell one, genuinely, I think I'd sell Richarlison. If I was backed into a corner. Oh, is he naturally a wide man? Sorry, I thought it was naturally a forward. Well, in that case, it would definitely be Rashford number 9, wouldn't it? Guys, if you're just joining, we have 25 minutes to the the deadline's at 1:30. Oh, wow, Kev. Thank you very much for sharing that, mate. Kev, if Kev says it, that's from a reliable ITK. Who's best on the Wolves heat map? We'll digest that Man City info in a minute. But yeah, looking good there. I guess that's what many wanted, right? People were worried about Foden. We are still going to be waiting on loads of news. I think there's going to be lots going on. By the way, Foden starting increases the risk of a KDB benching, doesn't it? I think that's probably a safe thing to say. How do we feel about that, Kev? Kovacic as well. What's your source, Kev? I mean, just gonna check out. Oh, okay. Looks like that might be a prediction from City Extra and maybe just a prediction. Let's see. Might just be a prediction that. The good news is we've got an hour to the deadline. It's Man City Extra have tweeted. They said Kyle Walker starts, Docker in the front three, and Kovacic on so Foden. But then it's actually a prediction. So that's City Extra, which is a big fan account. That's how Man City Extra predict. So look, there's going to be leaks. So I'd be waiting for more accuracy on that. Wolves heat map. I mean, look, you look at the heat map and it's all about Neto. But heat maps aren't always the most accurate thing to go of. It's the average position. Often, I think when they've got the ball. So, yeah, great for Neto. But we know Hwang gets the chances in the box. Hwang for goals, Neto for assists. That's how what the numbers suggest. Both are very good options, aren't they? Both are just very good options. So my team, in terms of, look, let's do some, we'll see my team in a sec. First, let's just do some guesses. It's obviously a blank game week. How many goals or what scoreline are we putting for some of the big results this game week? Let's do the juicy ones. Bournemouth versus Man City. I'm going to guess. I think Bournemouth score. I think it's going to be 1-2. I think Man City win that game, but I think it's going to be narrow. What's your guesses for Bournemouth, Man City? Get them in and let's take an average. I want to know roughly how many goals you think Man City will score, which I'll be able to take from your suggested scorelines. Let's have a look. A lot of you are going to go for City wins, but I don't know how. I don't know how confident anyone's going to be of Bournemouth winning, but could a draw be on the cards? I don't know. Maybe. I don't think a draw is beyond the realms of possibilities. Bournemouth are a good team. No doubt. No doubt. Guys, I'm just going to be grabbing my team for, unless there's any last minute changes. Won't do it just yet, but that's currently, I'm checking. Do you always do this where you've set your team, you just go one more time, check I've got the bench in the right order. One more time, check I've got the right goalkeeper. One more time, check I've got the vice captaincy on the right guy. So I've got vice captain Saka, as I guess many of you have. There are a few of you going for draws. Liam and Praga are. Most, though, are going away win to only 2 goals, though. We've got a 4, we've got a 3, we've got a few 3s. I'd say average, you're saying Man City are going to score 2.5 goals. Phone embrace. Let's do them all in order. I think if we do them all, though, CH, people get bored because I don't. I would happily do them all. But I know you don't like all doing them all. But no, let's do a couple more. All right, let's start from the top. I'll skip the boring fixtures. Aston Villa Forest. I'm going to go Aston Villa. Remember, Forest caused them all sorts of problems and beat Villa when they were flying earlier this season. I'm going to go for a 2-1. Yes, Ibrahim's exactly the same as me. We're so aligned. What do we reckon? I was between 1-1 and 2-1. I think Villa could edge it. But Forest have been good under Nuno, man. Like Forest, Nuno's just clearly good, isn't he? Yeah, most are going Villa wins. All right. Villa wins. What about Brighton Everton? What do you reckon for Brighton? I think Brighton win that 2-0. I'm going 2-0 Brighton. 2-0 Brighton. A lot are thinking Brighton clean sheet, I reckon. Oh, maybe not. Maybe there's not as many Brighton clean sheets out there as I thought. Guys, if you like the predictions, show us by hitting the like button if that's your thing, and we'll do it more often. Yeah, a lot are going to go Brighton wins. Okay. Well, do you remember last season, Everton went to Brighton and won like 5-1 or something? 5-0, was it? It's mental. We're not going to do Palace Burnley. Let's do, all right. Okay, so on average, you think Brighton are going to score 2, I reckon. Let's do Man United Fulham. I think this is going to be a bit of a boring one. I think it's going to be a boring one. Anyone think that could be really high energy, fun game, or with no Paulinho and no Højlund, just going to be a bit of a sort of meh? What do you reckon? Guys, I'm fairly confident, by the way, that Charlie Taylor would start today. I've said that last week. So Charlie Taylor's rumoured to be starting, but I think we all knew that. I think we all knew he'd start. He's back. He got minutes last week. There we go. Look, loads of you are going for Man United wins, but low scoring. Yeah, McTominay 90 plus 13 goal. I think you're probably quite right there. CH suggesting Diaz starts. Let us know. Is FPL your full-time job? No, I've got a day job. It's just still a hobby. Let us know, source CH. We'll check that one out. Oh, okay. FPL Tony, is it? Yeah. We know an accurate source. But again, do be careful when looking at ITK news. There's always people out there pretending to be ITKs as well. All right, Man United. We're all pretty big. I'm hesitant to play Estupiñán or Branthwaite. I'd still go Estupiñán. Arsenal versus Newcastle. Come on, what are our predictions? Arsenal. Do they concede? The best defence in the league. Excuse me. I might go for a cleano. My mate Big Man Backer has tweeted 27 seconds ago. Big Man Backer says, if we hear news KDB is benched, I think his owners should sell to a United mid, even for a hit, assuming you own Hwang, with a view of moving that United midfielder onto Son next week. Good chance it pays off and gives you an extra player this week. Yeah, but what if KDB comes off the bench and scores points and the United midfielder blanks? I don't think there's enough energy in United mid to go, yeah, I'm going to go for I don't know. I think we should probably respect Fulham a little bit more. Many of us have said we think 1-0 for that. God, I've got a song in my head, right? I watch cartoons in the morning with my daughter, a lady called Miss Rachel on YouTube. It's very annoying, but she's clearly a genius. And she sings this song, and I've got it in my head. It's so annoying. We're twisting, we're twisting, we're twisting, 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 we're twisting, we're twisting, we're twisting. Now we stop. Does my head in. Miss Rachel. Don't know what you're on, but I want some of it. And I don't mean drugs, I mean views. She's honestly, she's got like 8.5 million subs or something. It's like, you are a bloody genius. All right, Wolves Sheffield Wednesday. Okay, let's move on. Moving Johnny on. Wolves Sheffield Wednesday. Thank you, CH. I will go 2-0. I think only 2-0. I don't think it's going to be huge, but Hwang could be involved in both those goals. I do think Sarabia is going to be on pens, so don't get too hyped about penalties, guys, for Hwang. If you fancy hitting that subscribe button, go on. Let's see my subscribes tick up. I've got the count on my screen. You guys can't see it. And if we get a new couple of subscribers, I'd see it straight away. That'd be wicked. So hit the subscribe button if you fancy. And obviously the like one. Ibra's gone 2-0 Wolves. Yeah, same. We are so aligned, mate. Yeah, I am losing it. Honestly, it's half an hour. I miss Rachel every morning. I'm losing it. All right, West Ham, Brentford. Brentford win this, don't they? I think this could be a 2-0 Brentford. Oh, God, if it is, Moyes could be gone. Yes, CH. I think I do. I think my number then drops and probably just goes back up. Don't unsub anyone. Yeah, okay. A lot of you going for a draw there. It's kind of one of those sit on the fence fixtures, I reckon. We are like, man, I'm just going to sit on the fence because I really can't see this one. Could be quite a fun game, that, though. Could it? I think it probably could. Let's see how many of you have hit that like button, shall we? Oh, okay. We're getting near 100. We might get to 100. 1-0 Tony. Gosh, the deadline's at 1:30, isn't it? I forgot that. Honestly, what do you guys make of the leaks? I don't know, man. Taylor starts, yeah. I'd be surprised if Taylor didn't start anyway, right? He's finally getting minutes again. He's clearly first choice. He's been out for the 6 weeks, so Taylor coming back is clutch. In all comps, Phil Foden has played the most minutes of any City player this season. Did you guys know that? The most City minutes of all players this season. This is really cool, this stat. So Phil Foden has played the most minutes in that order. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, yes. Come on. We are joined by FPL Royalty because Mr. V is smashing it this season. Mr. V, let us know your rank. You were a couple of hundred when we last spoke. I just joined. Do you know if Ake and Estupinan start? We don't know on Ake. Diaz apparently does. And Estupinan, it was rumoured last night he does, but we don't know how reliable that source is. So, yeah. At the moment, nothing in the form of news other than Diaz. 282 in the world. Mr. V. You're a legend. Well played. Go win the thing. You could still win it from 282. I reckon if you're in the top 500, you could still win it. You and Chai, we want world number 1 and 2. Mr. V, if you ever fancy coming on the channel, by the way, do a stream together, talk about your season, let me know. We'd love that. Yeah, is it 100 points to number 1? Yeah, but you can make that up with the right chip strategy if they go a different route. My team, guys, this is how I'm lining up. I'm holding a Stupinan and I'm holding De Bruyne. Even if they're benched, I think I'm going to hold them because if I do wildcard next week, I don't really want to be taking loads of hits. If I was wildcard in this team, what would a wildcard team look like from my current team? That's always the question I ask. Like, if I was wildcarding, how many changes would I make? Well, the goalkeepers, there's a very good chance I move both of them on, right? Estupinan would be gone, fear of rotation. Taylor could stay as an enabler who plays in 29, I guess. Gabriel would stay. De Bruyne would be gone. Hwang might stay. Saka would stay. Foden would probably be gone given the fixtures. Solanke would stay. Haaland could probably stay another week. And Watkins would stay. Although I'd probably want Tony. No, I'd probably have to book in Solanke to Tony in 30. So yeah, Haaland would stay. So would Watkins. So would Solanke. So how many? Is that enough moves just to fire a wild card? A couple of midfield moves. De Bruyne and Foden out. The defenders on. The bench, Palmer would stay. I'd probably keep Doherty and Bell's not. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be wildcarding, am I? I mean, look, I do question whether or not De Bruyne would have travelled all the way to Bournemouth if he wasn't fit enough to be in the squad. So I do think De Bruyne gets minutes, even from the bench. If you guys don't think he does, then sell him. In the week, I know he didn't come off the bench, but that was a home fixture. He was already there. He was already listed in the squad. Would they have asked him to travel all the way down to Bournemouth not to feature? Salah or Son in for Foden? Yeah. Yeah. Or De Bruyne out in 27 for Son. Yeah. A lot of you are stuck on De Bruyne, though. Guys, if you fancy becoming a channel member, you can do so by hitting the word join below the screen. You've got to be on laptop or iPad, I think. I don't think it works on mobile. But if you want to be a channel member, you can. You get all your questions always answered. You're really interactive in the chat. Extra content, WhatsApp group, all the jazz. Check it out if you fancy it. If you don't want to do that, you can just click subscribe. Support the channel by subscribing. Could we sell KDB for Salah Son? Yeah. Not this week, though, because they don't play, right? So you've got to wait a week. Salah has Forest away next week, which won't be easy. And then Salah, I think, is Man City. So again, I do think the Salah love might be on ice. Oh, Matthew, we'd love to have you as an Ultra, mate. I guess you're subscribed to other bits. So yeah, if you fancy becoming an Ultras member, then when you do become one, I need to get your phone number. So all I ask is anyone that joins the Ultras member just DMs me on Instagram. And then I can see your Instagram post and go, we can chat. Oh, no way. Sigurd, that is so generous of you. Do I have to do anything? Gifted 5 memberships. What happens now? Do I have to allocate them? No, you allocate them. Or do they get given randomly to 5 people in the chat? Sigurd, let us know. You'll know way more about YouTube than me. But anyway, that is so lovely of you to give 5 memberships. Thank you very much. If you've got any questions, let us know. Roshan is in the chat. Oh, YouTube does it, do they, Danny? No, they're random. Oh, thank you, Goldhead. Oh, my. Goldhead got a membership. Yes. All right, so on Sunday night, I'm traveling to Heathrow Airport and I'm staying in a Premier Inn. I'm going to make a members-only video Sunday night. So that will be uploaded to YouTube Sunday night. And again, it's just extra members content. So yeah, you'll benefit from that straight away. And obviously, every time I see channel members in the chat, I bring up their questions. So you don't have to think about super chats. YouTube, CH, can I give out free memberships? Because I would like to give CH a free membership because CH is a core part of this channel and my channel mod. So if I can give free membership, CH, do let me know and I can make sure you've got one. But thank you so much, Sigurd, because yeah, 5 people now are benefiting from having all their questions answered and all that jazz. I think Yi might be another one. Would you start Trippier or sell Palmer for Hwang from -8? I'd start Trips. Yeah. Sunday snacks at the ready. Yeah, Gold Ed. Love that. Ake starts. Boo. Loads have got him. I don't. Yeah, I mean, we expected that against his old club, I guess, Freddie, did we? As a channel owner, you can give memberships as you please. How? All right, if I click on like CH's name, no, I can put her in timeout, I can delete her, or I can ban. I'll have to figure that out. Would you choose to start Trippier or Botman? Trippier, always. Does Zinchenko is highly doubtful alongside Jesus. Yes, be careful. Boona is around. Right. So was that Ake one a Boona one? Yeah, this is what we're saying about leaks. Like, don't always take them as gospel. Yes, FPL Boona has. Yeah. Disguised himself once more. God, Miss Rachel's song, I still can't get out of my head. Make it stop. It looks like Pau Torres has posted on his social media picture of himself, so I'm sure he's good for a start. Yeah, so Ake is back, and Diaz, according to ITK sources. Can't believe a Sigurd gifted 5 memberships. That's so nice of you, mate. Yeah, Ake is legit. Yeah. But do be careful. Sing Mamma Mia. No, I'm rubbish at singing. Like the worst singer. Is there a membership gifting in your live chat somewhere? I can't see it. But I'm on StreamYard. Oh no, maybe I can do it in actual YouTube. No, don't think so. Yeah, Jane, next to the type message bubble at the bottom, there's a button to gift. Next to the type message. No, I don't get that button. I get a emoji, I get a $sign, which is to join as a member, or I get engage with your audience, which is start a poll or do a Q&A. Oh God, I've just hidden the chat. Oh no. Oh no. I've just hidden the chat. Oh Christ. Oh, it's back. Yeah, I can join as a member, but I can't gift memberships. Gift free of charge. Gift 5 now. Hang on. Your gift has been announced in the live chat. Oh my God, who got them? Yeah, but how do I make it that CH gets one? I mean, I want you all to get one, but how do I make it so CH gets one? This is all because of Sigurd. Thank you very much. Lucky randomers. How did I do that? I clicked on the $sign, then I clicked memberships. Now I can't do it. What did I click? Oh, membership gifting. There is a member. You have 5 memberships left this month to give. Oh, okay. So you can only give 10 a month. Right. You can only give 10 a month. I've done 5. So I've got another 29 days to give another 5. What I'll do is next time I stream, I'll give another 5. Or maybe at the end of today's stream. That's it. Yeah. There we go. Any more questions about FPL? Guys, do check in on your team. Starting to get to the business end of the game week. 25 mins remain. 25 minutes remaining. It's a bit annoying for me. Like I've got De Bruyne, I've got a Stupinan. Am I willing to take hits? Nah, don't think so. There's no guarantee they don't get points off the bench, and there's no guarantee. Like we don't know yet if they're starting. I think what we're going to see is De Bruyne benched, a Stupinan starts. I think that's where I would punt if I was guessing, but just a prediction. Thoughts on a -8 of Darwin to Tony, KDB to Saka, and Palmer to Wang? I like them all other than Palmer to Wang for hit. I just think Palmer's a good own next week, man. I would be tempted to play Lamptey on current form, but I don't know. There is a school of thought at Brighton which says only one of them will ever start, because if you play with both and you can't play a back three, what we see is De Zerbi now playing with 3 centre-backs and 1 full-back, and then the full-back's really advanced, and the other full-back is like a Igor or a Webster who then tucks in. I really don't see KDB come off the bench if he's not 100% fit. Do you not? Why would he travel though? Well, he just wouldn't be in the squad if he wasn't 100% fit, I think. There you go. You were Liam. Well, I gifted 5. Sigurd gifted 5. I'm feeling very generous. All right, let's do a poll about De Bruyne, because this is clearly split. If KDB is benched, does he get minutes? What do you reckon? If KDB is benched, does he get minutes? Yes or no? Yeah, you think so, Goldhead. I don't know. It seems weird to ask him to sit on the bench and travel down. FPL Rui, hello, mate. Hope everyone is good and ready for Green Arrow. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm getting a Green Arrow. Mr. V is in the top 250 in the world. He reckons 15, 20 minutes. There'll be a lot of happy Aki owners out there today, won't there? You'd expect after Aki got his benching, he does start. Ask yourself questions around benchings, like be prepared to hear Foden or De Bruyne or whoever benched, and then how will you react based on what on that? Like, will you? What I'm saying is, don't be surprised for any news. Have scenarios in your head based on and outcomes in your head based on what could happen. That's what I'd say. If I hear De Bruyne is benched, I'm still not moving him on. If I hear Foden's benched, I'm still not moving him on. If I hear like one of them is injured or not in the squad, then it's a transfer out and I'm going to Odegaard. I think. Or Bailey. Yeah, no, Bailey. Or Odegaard. Or Neto. I can't see those things happening though. They're going to be in the squad. Like, if you fancy hitting that subscribe button, you lurkers, do. Howdy all. Start KDB or Solanke? Well, if we hear De Bruyne is benched, I'd be starting Solanke. You've got to start your 90-minute men over your bench players. The chat, by the way, thank you, chat. 76% of you do think if De Bruyne is benched, that he'll get subbed on. Oh, thank you, Kev. It's a bit juicier than what we've had, isn't it? Foden does start. We're not surprised by that one, though, are we? So far, Diaz, Ake, and Foden, yeah, they're all as you'd see fit. However, Pep did say the other day it's tricky to play Foden and De Bruyne. Do remember that statement? What does that mean? Lamptey and Estupiñán news. Yeah, I think we might get it. There was news yesterday that Estupiñán starts. We don't know how legit it is. It's from someone. Yeah. Thank you, Kev. He did have pasta. Yeah. If I get 20 minutes from De Bruyne, I still think I take that. I'm going to post my team on Insta. Jota and Darwin out. Hwang and Solanke in. -4. He just doesn't ever bench. Alvarez, does he? It's weird that like Alvarez isn't that good to never get benched. Like, yeah, soz for the distraction. Just had to. Honestly, some of the DMs I get on Instagram, just got one. Just got a DM, right? And obviously, Instagram, you can, even if you're not friends with someone, you get a different request DM. Ahmed says, "Bro, accept this message because I really need your help and advice on my team. It's a blank and I don't know if I should wildcard." Like, Ahmed, I've never spoken to you before. You don't watch any of my content on YouTube. You don't comment on videos where you'd get a response. You just think, I'm going to spend my life DMing you about your team. No. When on the same channel, I advertise, if you've got a question, ask me on YouTube and I'll get back to you. Like, geez, some people, honestly. 9 out of 10 for De Zerbi's pasta. I tell you what, my wife just made pasta and it was a good 9. Do you know what she did? She did lentil bolognese, right? It was amazing. She used Marmite in it. Marmite, which I dislike with a passion. If I'd known it was in there before I'd eaten it, I'd have been like, oh, I don't want that. And she was like, what special ingredient do you think I've put in it? As I was eating it, and I never would have guessed Marmite. It genuinely tasted very different to her normal lentil bolognese. And I definitely didn't taste the Marmite as such, but it had great overall flavour. A good 9 out of 10. Good 9 out of 10. It's good value for money looking at the next 5 game weeks. Who's WB? Wan-Bissaka? Yeah, maybe. I'd still look at... I'd rather spend the extra on someone with attacking threat like Dallo. Liam, I didn't see your question. Konza or Lascelles to who? Well, I'd Konza stick with Aston Villa. Pau Torres? Or you go 8 Nori? Yeah. Bench Trippier, Moreno, or Douglas Luiz? I would be benching Trips, I think. Or Douglas Luiz. Definitely play Moreno. She is a great wife. There are people tweeting, as they have all morning, that De Bruyne isn't starting, by the way. I think be braced for De Bruyne benched. Ask yourself what you'd do if you're going to bench, if you own De Bruyne. Just holding him. I'm just not willing to take the hit. I'm not willing to take the hit. I just think they could. I just think both De Bruyne and Estupiñán, I think they're good. I think they're good off the bench. Like Estupiñán, maybe not, but De Bruyne, I think we've seen De Bruyne come off the bench and get points. It was against Newcastle. We got 13 points off the bench. Was it 10? Then he got an assist off the bench a couple of weeks later. God, looks like more and more people are getting leaks as well, as in getting info like Foden. Greetings, everybody, from Iceland. Sigurd's in Iceland. We have people watching from all 4 corners, which is pretty cool. Let us know where you're watching from. On wildcard, Trossard for a punt. Yeah, because I think, Jay, if you're on wildcard, you want a 1-week punt. Or next week here's Sheffield United. Don't mind that at all. Bailey is a good buy. Agree. De Bruyne has been my worst buy of the season. Rubbish. Reckon De Zerbi uses Marmite in his pasta? Probably not. Maybe he was trying to tell Estupiñán something. You either love it or you hate it. He did say, the embargo tweets last night did say De Zerbi, like he's felt like, you've just not been playing well enough for Estupiñán. Yeah, Doku, I think I'd have a punt with. Why not? You got Grealish injured. Should start. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. We got to 100 likes. Loved that. Did we get to many new subs? Let's have a look. If you fancy hitting that subscribe button, because you're new around here, and that's what the deadline. The reason I'm saying it loads is deadline streams bring a different audience to because everyone's on YouTube, right? So therefore, leaks, right? Let's keep you up to date. Come on, leaks from Man City seem to be the only source of leaks so far. And we know Diaz and Diaz and Foden and Ake are the confirmed names suggested to start. So Foden, Ake, and Diaz. Don't know if that makes a difference to your team. I would be punting on the fact that De Bruyne is probably benched. Yeah, thanks, CH. Although a lot of Oscar's Man City news probably comes from one man who FPL Tony, who just tweets it all. He's not even on YouTube. So I'm just checking. Yeah, it's all the leaks so far today have come from Tony's Twitter. It appears, but thanks, CH. I'm not a leak source, by the way, guys. I never will be because of my affiliation with the Premier League. And again, I would never be passing on information that was DM'd privately to me because most of it would be rubbish. But two, I just don't indulge it. So you won't see me retweeting team news. Yes, I'll say it on YouTube if it's public and if it's on people's timelines, like FPL Tony stuff is all public on timelines. But yeah, with the affiliation with the Premier League, like they've never said anything to me, but I just think it's not fitting. I do wonder though if the deadline will be moved eventually to stop it. I don't know. Oh, good. We did get to 100 likes. Thanks, Matt. Thank you, mate. Why not Salah for 27? Forest are good defensively, man. Like, I don't like look at this. Big chance this is the last 6 game weeks. Forest, since Nuno came in, have been the second best defense in the league. That's probably why I'm not desperate. And then they've got, what is it, Man City after that, and then a blank. So I definitely want Salah on like a 30 wildcard or whatever. I think you can probably wait. Oh, we've got a super chat coming in from Jason. Is it worth holding KDB with other doubts in the team, especially with no bench? Think I'm holding, but worth considering other options. Jason, I'm also holding in hope he cameos, but look, the chat 79% think if he's benched, he'll come on. If you're on the 21% and think he won't come on, then yeah, you have to sell him. But I'm just going 20 minutes of KDB isn't worth. If I get that, it's not worth taking a hit for. So that's where I'm at. And when we see my team, I'm going to keep De Bruyne in, even if we hear he's benched. I have other doubts too. It depends what your other doubts are, but I think you're good, Jace. I also think, Jason, if you're confident next week over a start, when do Man City play next week? In terms of where's their fixture in the lineup? Will we get team news? No, probably not, because they play on Super Sunday and the deadline's Saturday next week. Oh God, it's another Saturday 3:00 deadline. Weird that. So yeah, because of that, it's another Saturday 3:00 deadline. I think we are therefore not going to know about De Bruyne against Man United, but I would like to think he starts that game. And De Bruyne against Man United at home is a good fixture. I really think I'll own De Bruyne next week and probably be starting him. Oh, thank you, Danny. And thank you, Jason, for that super chat. Thank you, Sigurd, for taking one more chance on KDB. Yeah, me too. And then it'll probably be one more again next week, but who knows? Everyone seems to target Son next game week. Yeah, I'm going to be probably selling Foden for Son. It does, CH, especially when you take in the 4-point question to that. Bench De Bruyne, a Stupinan or Ake. Probably a Stupinan. Yeah, there's been loads of price. Right, Solanke came up in price last night. Haaland starts. There we go. Locking your captaincy. Thank you, Kev. Looks like. Looks like there could be a surprise in the Aston Villa team today. Interesting. Why sell Foden for Son? Oh, it's Son versus Palace at home. Let's see how Palace look defensively against Burnley, shall we? If you're not captain Haaland, you're brave, especially now when you have the nod on him starting. I was captain him anyway, but like the assurance of him definitely starting. Who's your vice captain, everyone? Should we do a poll for that? Who's your vice captain? Let's do a poll for that. I guess a lot will go. Get voting. Oh, okay. That was Boona about Aston Villa. Ignore. Yeah. Oh, he's such a, honestly. Boona's given up on Man City and he's turned his attention to Aston Villa. What a guy. What a guy. There's some really valuable members of the FPL community added in recent days. We've had the likes of Stormzy join. There's clearly some precious members out there with relatively good information across the board. But at number one in my list, I would have to say, FPL Boona, you are of great value and importance to this incredible, happy place of the FPL community. Thank you for being you at all times. FPL Boona, there you go. That's my little shout out. Guys, if you're enjoying today's stream, then fancy hitting that subscribe. Oh, KDB benched. According to Lazy FPL. The source actually doesn't say benched. It says does not start. What De Bruyne owner's doing? What De Bruyne owner's going to do then? Literally 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes to make your mind up. If you own De Bruyne... No. Just got Odegaard at the back of my mind, but no. No. Yeah. It's going to come on. Said it. I'm not changing. Not changing that. Bench De Bruyne or Stupinak. You asked me that earlier. You know Ake starts. You know De Bruyne doesn't. It's Stupinak or De Bruyne up to you. Thanks, Liam. I'm going to keep him. Do you know what? He might not come off the bench. He might not get points if he does come off the bench. But I'm just going to roll with the punches on that one. I don't know what midfielder I want until I know chip strategy. I don't want to make a -4. If I buy Odegaard, right, or Neto, I'm seeing it in my head that De Bruyne gets a 1-pointer as a worst case scenario. I know it could be 0, but I need that player to get 5 points guaranteed. Oh, and then I don't have De Bruyne in the Manchester derby either. I want De Bruyne for the Manchester derby. It's annoying. De Bruyne not starting. But I'm not willing to change it. He stays for me. De Bruyne stays. I can't guarantee anyone gets 5 points. Adingra, Hwang, Odegaard. I like Bailey. I can't guarantee they get 5 points. If we hear a Stupinan is benched, I would be acting on that. Seconds left, guys. Seconds left. Tony captain, wow. Vice captain, by the way, is looking like, yeah, Saka's most popular. Guys, you got to make sure you're clicking those buttons. KDB to grow CH. If you fancy it, do it. I'm not selling KDB. Just not going to do it. I'm not doing it. No, Haaland's still the best captain. Seconds remaining. Which players are you targeting for double game at 28? I mean, Solanke and I have Dougherty and Bell. So I have 3. But I think Tavernier is quite a good punt. I think you could go double, triple Bournemouth if you wildcard before it. Oh, that was a long stream, wasn't it? Thank you all for joining me. Appreciate you doing that. Are you hitting that subscribe button? We are locked in, team. So if you fancy hitting subscribe, that'd be cool. Deadline's done. Deadline's done. Oh, wow, Luke. Fair play. Happens to the best of us. Thank you all. Good luck, everyone. Pool prediction shots. Yeah, we should do one, shouldn't we? We should do one. Let's end with a bit of pool, shall we? Right, what are we doing? I was rubbish when Neil was watching the other day. God, so embarrassing. What should we do? Oh, let's do that thing I did the other day. It's like they've all got to go in this pocket though, right? Otherwise you can't see it. It's got to go in that pocket. Okay. Bit short. It's a bit dark, isn't it? So the lights on. Hang on. It's better. Yeah. Right, they've all got to go in this pocket without missing. There are 6 balls on the table. Right. 1, 2. That's way too straight. I mucked up. Wasn't a bad shot though. Nice in the green. I'm a bit straight on that. On the cushion, this is going to be a good shot if I can get it back round for the. Need to put a bit lot of left hand side. No, but the white was perfect. I got lucky with that little kiss, but look, it would have been sweet as. Oh, should we do it one more time? Shall we do that one more time, guys? KDB scores off the bench. Yes, okay. If I can do all 6, so I just did 6 there, yeah? If I get 6 in, De Bruyne not only comes off the bench, but scores. Okay, De Bruyne is going to score off the bench if I manage to do the 6-ball challenge. And remember, the 6-ball challenge is all about all of the balls going in that one pocket, because that's the only pocket you can see on camera, right? That's why I do that. Okay, 6-ball challenge. I just got 5 of the 6. KDB to score when he comes on. Rubbish start. Right, let's start again. Ready? 1, 2. Let's see if I get 5. 5's for an assist. You can't make up the rules as you go, Jay. Okay, let's start again. 5 for an assist, 6 for a goal. If I get 4, he blanks, right? That's what we're doing. I get 6 shots. And no retakes, obviously. 1, 2, good start. 3, straight. 4. I'm up top here. I'm standing up to take the shot on the sofa. Oh no, how am I going to... Okay, the green's out of play. So this will be 5 shots for 5 balls. Great. He gets an assist. You heard it here first. Kevin De Bruyne gets an assist coming off the bench. He would have got a goal if I had scored all 6 in that pocket. But I didn't. I missed one of them. So I can confirm De Bruyne comes off the bench against Bournemouth, grabs an assist in a 4-point minimum display. We take that. Thanks, Neil. Neil knows. He doesn't need to even watch my deadline streams. He can just tune in for the last 5 minutes after the deadline and see me take some shots. Neil, did you see? You got a shout out from me on Sky Sports News this morning. I was doing a Zoom, hence I'm doing a deadline stream. Usually when I'm in the studio, I can't do a deadline stream. And I said on Sky Sports News, I was asked about Stormzy joining the community, and I said, yeah, it's great. Like Stormzy has joined, and it's brilliant. We've got some big names really into the FPL community from the sort of world outside of football, including KSI, Andy Murray, Neil Robertson, and now we got Stormzy. And I was like, arguably the biggest of them all. Oh, good to see you watching. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was thinking they need to get what they should do rather than get like us experts in. They should get you lot in as panelists. That would make good TV. I'd be watching. So yeah, pretty cool. Oh, De Bruyne, gutted he's benched. We knew it was coming though, didn't we? Like, I think we probably all guessed it. It was more hope. And then especially when we saw Foden was starting, he was always going to be benched. There is a good chance he comes off. I just wasn't willing to take the extra -4 because I'm not set on which midfielder. Unless you're set on someone, I don't like -4s unless you really back it. And I've taken a -4 for Hwang, but a -4 to sell De Bruyne to say Odegaard, which I was close on, isn't quite worth it. Now I've not taken the extra hit this week, I am more open, I would say, to a wild card, and I won't know that till Thursday, but I am going to make a wild card draft and do a video on maybe Monday or Tuesday based on the most likely outcomes in the FA Cup. With that in mind, just want to know what a wild card draft would look like. But I think if we get an upset or two, many of us can navigate 29 without using a free hit, which is something I'm really, really anti. Anyway, that's enough from me. Good luck this game week. Look, your arrows can still be green with the KDB bench, and if you've got him, don't worry too much. And hopefully many of you went Haaland captain like me, and we get big returns. I'm expecting the effective ownership on Haaland to be sort of 230, maybe. It's going to be high. No, it won't be that high. So it won't be in the 200s. No, it'll be like 150, I reckon. 150, 160. I don't know. Let's see. Guys, have a good weekend. I will be streaming for members only on Sunday night. And then, yeah, we'll drop a wildcard video hopefully Monday. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. May your arrows be green. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.